All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night group conference call, group Zoom. It will always be a conference call to me. Thank you so much for tuning in and for joining us tonight. We are going to talk about follow-up, both the Amy system that is integrated into our Scentsy workstation and also old school systems for following up. Before we do that, I want to know, Cassie, tell us what we need to know.
There is not a whole lot since the 7th on the news tab, except for they did congratulate the March wellness winners from the Scentsy step-by-step thing back in March. And then product status list returning on Thursday is Black Raspberry Vanilla Washer Whiffs Tub and Wild Coconut and Sugarcane Natural Oil Blend Oil. That is it for now.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, we are talking about follow-up tonight. We have an awesome presentation for you, especially with regards to Amy. So you're going to be happy that you tuned in for that. And then with follow-up, just to introduce this concept that we're going to talk about tonight, one of the things that is one of the most important things in your business, and one of the things that regularly can blow apart business, is lack of follow-up. We know this. Even if you have never followed up ever before with a customer, you will still agree with me when I say, when you follow up, you have a greater chance of converting it to a sale than if you don't. It is not our customer's job to remember us. It is not our customer's job to remember to call us or to text us or to email us or to go on our websites and order. It is our job to keep Scentsy in front of them, to remind them they need Scentsy. Have you ever had a customer that you've reached out to and they have said to you, your wax, my empty wax pack has been sitting on my kitchen counter for 2 weeks. I have been meaning to reach out to you. It's not a priority. To some people, getting their Scentsy is a priority, but to others, it isn't the first thing that they think of or the first thing on their list. So it's up to us to continue to make that contact so that in case they do want anything or need anything. Perfect example. How many of you know the Schwann? I call him the Schwann man, but you've seen the yellow truck that drives around from Schwann's. We order from Schwann's all the time. Schwann sends me a text every 2 weeks, the night before they're going to show up at my house, to see if there's anything that I want to make sure they put on the truck. I will tell you that just tonight, that text came in and I was like, oh, we need chicken nuggets. And I went in there and I ordered it to make sure that they stop tomorrow and deliver chicken nuggets. But I'm going to honestly tell you, if they did not send me that text message, I would forget that tomorrow is my day. I would have not placed an order, but all because they sent me that message, boom, I filled it out, placed the order. That is the exact same thing with our follow-up. Sometimes you hit somebody just right at the right time. And that just because they don't respond or it doesn't convert to a sale on the first time that you reach out or you follow up, doesn't mean that your practice isn't working. Okay. Consistently following up is going to translate and convert to more sales, period. More opportunities to book parties, more opportunities for somebody to be interested in the business. Remember, by following up, you're also reminding your customers you're still in business. And if any of them are going to want to join your team, you want to set an example for how you would want them to be as a consultant. Think about that. If they ever end up joining, you want to have set the precedence that this is how you run a Scentsy business. So following up has a multitude of positive actions, reactions that can happen. Okay, I'm not going to take any more time with my rambling. I'm going to turn it over to Lisa. Her and Robin are going to be talking to us about Amy for the first part of the call. And then the second part of the call, we're going to show you some non-Amy follow-up tips and tricks. Now, Lisa, you're going to start off by telling everybody what the heck Amy is for those that are new and don't even know. So take it away.
I think before I do that really quickly, I don't know if you saw, but I think there was some people waiting to get into the call.
They are
the call. I said it too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And I'm on my phone just because that's easier with Amy. So there we go. But I'm going to share my workstation really quickly. So Amy is a follow-up communication tool that is available to us through Scentsy. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Because I can't see you guys. Okay.
Sorry, I'm nodding.
That's why I was like, people are probably nodding and I can't see it. So, so Amy is available to us through our workstation, super easy. And it is an app that Scentsy provides a connection with, so you can actually connect your workstation to the app. The best thing about Amy is that it is automatic, and that's why I think that it's the best tool for follow-up. It has been for me especially. It improved my follow-up game by 100%. It's automatic. The app remembers for you. So, and it prompts you to follow up with your customers. So I'm going to show you in the workstation really quickly, like where you can access Amy, and give you a little information about how to do it, how to sign up, and what it entails. So if you go to your dashboard and you go to your account, it's right here at the top. You can see Photofy, and then Amy is right underneath, and it says start your free trial. So when you click on that, it's going to take you to this page. And it's like, are you ready to start your free trial? So we've been partnered with Amy since the spring of 2018. If you have been a Scentsy consultant since before August 1st of 2019, you will get an automatic 30-day free trial once you download the app. If you joined after August 1st, 2019, you get 60 days after you join. So from your join date, you have 60 days to download the app. And once you do, you will get 4 free months of Amy. So it's kind of like it comes along with your consultant startup. You get 4 free months of the app before you have to pay. So this is what pops up. And here's it shows you your requirements, tells you exactly what you have to do to use it, what to expect when you sync it with your Scentsy workstation. And here's what I just talked about with the trial and the pricing. So after your free trial, it's $7.99 a month, or you can do 12 months for $77, which is a savings of 20%. And then there's all kinds of links for training and resources. There's a video to watch, what to do with Amy as soon as you download it. Highly helpful. And then they have communities. They do trainings on Facebook every week. They do webinars, which I watch all the time. And here's contacts for the help portal. So hold on, let me pull Zoom back up really quickly and stop sharing my screen. So Scentsy makes it super easy to sign up, to access it and sign up. And it's very clearly stated like what you need to do and what it's going to cost you. And I think that it is an investment that is totally worth it. It's also a tax write-off for every year. So if you use it for a whole year, that expense can be written off on your taxes on the following year, because it is a business expense. It's an app you're using specifically for your business. So there is that as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Robin now, and she's going to show you some stuff once you actually get into the app of how to use it.
Okay. Share my screen. There we go.
Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, so your app is right here. Once you click into that, it's going to bring you to a basic launching page. And on the bottom of that, you're going to see 5 icons. Each one of those icons we're going to go over kind of quickly. But if you look at the first one on the left, we're going to go left to right. The dashboard is just going to give you a snapshot of your month. It's going to show you what your PRV is, whether you made new contacts, if you sent a bunch of messages, if you completed to-dos. You know, if you've got 30 to-dos on your to-do list and you do them, it's going to show up here. People who go to your storefront, and if they go to your links, all of that's right there. So it's a really good way to look at and go, you know what? My PRV is not bad, but I don't have any contacts this month, or I haven't sent out any messages. I haven't cleared out my Amy. I need to do that. So it's a good visual reminder as well. And across the top, you're going to see here 3 more icons: orders, samples, and shares. So the orders is basically all the orders in your history since you've been with Amy. Okay, so mine's showing 831 from when I did this. And it breaks it down into 3 categories. By name, that means that that person put an online order in. By your name, which means I put a bulk order in. Or group, which means that was a party order. And it's going to show you throughout this month and farther back, if you want to look at it, what your sales were, how many items they bought. Then you can drill down through that as well. So that's nice to know. If you look at the next one across that top, that samples, it's important to know when you send out samples because you need to follow up on those. You can't just send that stuff out and just let it float out there. So this is great because it tracks who you sent the samples to, and then you're responsible for putting in what kind of sample you sent. Did you send a wax sample? Did you send a catalog? So I did that. I sent out 75 catalogs in 2 days, and I put them all in my Amy, right? So they all went in there. So the great thing about that, we'll get to that later, is later on down the road, I knew exactly what all my follow-ups on samples were. And we'll get into that in a minute. But this is kind of nice because once you put it in there, you put the data in, what you put in is what you get back out, okay? The next tab across the bottom is going to be your contacts tab. So the more information you put in, if you only put in their name and their phone number, that's still fine. You can still text them. But if you have an email or an address or something else, you have more complete information. You can send them things in the mail if you have their address. You can only reach them by phone if you just have their text. So the more information you put in, the better. This syncs with your workstation. So if someone goes into your workstation or your website and places an order, they're going to show up in your contacts because they placed an order through your workstation, and Amy syncs with your workstation. So it goes workstation to Amy, not Amy to workstation. So if I put someone in my Amy, it's not going to suddenly appear in my workstation. But if someone comes up in my workstation, it will appear in my Amy, if that makes sense. So it's Scentsy out. It captures those online orders that you get and puts the follow-up in there for you. And you can manually add contacts that aren't in your workstation. So this shows you a timeline of everything I've done with this customer recently. I follow it up, what I did, whether I see that sample down there, I sent her a catalog. So I knew when I followed up what I was following up on. Okay. Oops, sorry, it's not wanting to go up. There we go. Okay, so back here, do you see, let me move this. Do you see right here where it says customer and then there's that little plus? Right there, if you select that, it's going to bring this screen up and you can select whatever tab you want. So if that's a customer, you could also select that maybe they're a recruit prospect or a host prospect. You can select more than one category. So that person's going to come up in your to-do list under several different categories too, re-engaging with the past customer or following up with the customer, and also following up with the host prospect. So the more information you put in there, the better. I have a couple that are in there as completely as uninterested because they have said, please, basically not as rude as this, but please lose my number, because they don't care. So I put them in there, and that stops them coming up on my follow-up list too. Okay, so Amy really is pretty user friendly. And you can customize your labels. If you see down here at the bottom of mine, it says consultant from a different team and drawing slips. So when I go to an event and I put drawing slips in, I want to be able to remember where I met that person, why they're in my follow-ups. Oh, I met them at an event. So that's why that's in there like that. Okay. So back to this customer. If you see down here, this large plus sign, you can add an outside order in to a customer that's not through your workstation or through your online website. So if you go down there and select that plus signal, it's going to let me record an order. I can pick whatever I want. I can pick the date. If it's 5 days ago, 8 days ago, tomorrow, whatever, I can put it in there. And then one thing that you need to do is zero this price. Because if you don't zero the price, it is going to track your PRV based on what's in your workstation and what you're putting here, and your numbers are going to be off. So zero out that price because you're not putting PRV into your system. Okay, so zero that out, and that works nice. You record the sale. That's going to mean that stock or that event that you did, that person's now going to show up in your follow-up. And that makes it nice too. The next icon across the bottom is your products icon. The great thing about this is it has it by category, and you can go in there and select different products to share with a customer if you wanted to, or to highlight, to include in a message, whatever you want to do with that. Lisa, jump in anytime if you think I'm missing something.
I'm answering questions in the chat right now, but Cindy did have a question about under the contacts tab.
Yeah.
But we can answer. If you want to go back to that really quickly. So you were talking about so it has address, call, email, text. We can also add our customers' social media contacts under here as well. So that little purple arrow that says add, if you click on that, it has different slots where you can put in their Facebook link, you can add their messenger chat link, you can add their Instagram. So however you usually contact that, however that person likes to be contacted, you can add that here in Amy, and it will pop up as a button for you, and it will prompt you. So if you want to send a follow-up message and you want to Facebook Messenger them, then that's how you would add it in there through that. Okay. So that's it. Moving on.
Next one across the bottom is the to-do icon. So this is the one, and you notice it's broken down by category. And so re-engage with past customers. Those are the customers that haven't ordered recently. Like this person hasn't ordered in 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 4 years. And that's where you can re-engage with them. The connect with customers are the customers who've ordered recently, or they need a thank you maybe, or you want to follow up and see if they like their order, or if they inquired about a product or you sent them a sample. That's where that's going to show up. Grow and support your team. You have the option to reach out to your team at the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, the end of the month. I will bring that up as a reminder, but I don't tend to use those messages because they don't talk like I talk. And each one of my people, when I talk to them, they need something different. So I customize those, but that allows you just to jog your memory. And then this building relationships with new business connections. If you have someone that you've put in as a category as a prospect, as a host, a customer, or recruit prospect, that's where that's going to show up. That's where it's going to encourage you to go back to that person. So this is really your mega secretary. It is reminding you of all the connections and all the follow-ups and everything that you need to do. Okay. Account icon. So when you go to the account icon, seriously, you
Hey,
guys,
Robin, really quickly before you move on, can you go back to that slide that you were just on? So underneath the grow and support your team, not only can you connect your customers' social media, but you can also connect your social media to Amy as well. So like if you wanted to connect like your Instagram or your Pinterest, you would get to-dos that would pop up right underneath grow and support your team. And it would say, share on, you have new social media posts, or share on social media, and it will prompt you to connect your Instagram posts or whatever it is you've connected. It will prompt you to share on Instagram, share a Scentsy post. It will prompt you to share specific products and things like that. So I just wanted to add that and let people know that you can do that as well.
on the account icon, this is really the most important one, because if you look up here at all these different things right here, all those things, every one of those opens up into something else, another resource for you, in addition to all of these down here. Okay. So I'm going to scroll up here. So if you go to business links, it is going to bring up your different options. So host page, opportunity page. If you bring that up and open it up, this is what you're going to see. You can share that link, which will take your customer right to the host page, or right to the opportunity page, or right to the Scentsy Club page. So you can share those with people very easily through here. Your personal website, if you just want to reach out and share that, that's easy as well. But the business links has all that already pre-populated. So all you have to do is just share it. You can view it, make sure that's what you want to send, and then share it. The next icon down is contact form. And I know some people have talked about this before. If you're out at an event, or you go out and meet somebody and they want to give you the information, pull up your Amy and put them in, give them the contact form. That populates all the information. They can put it all in there, and then that automatically puts them in as your, hey, reminder to contact them. And they can put as much information in as they want. If you end up doing it, you can actually add little notes in there, like was interested in a Cinderella castle, or, really talked a lot about Star Wars, or whatever, things to jog your memory if you're meeting a lot of people. But this is great if they're looking for something, and they can select what they're interested in, host, join, buy. So the options are there. They can give you as much information as they're comfortable with, because it has all the way down to address and everything else, social media, everything in there. So you can add all that in there, or they can just choose to give you their phone number and their name and what they're looking for. If they're looking for an item, but you still have it and it's still in your Amy, and it's still going to be prompted to follow up with them. Okay. To do. I love the to-dos. So you can set your to-dos on whatever schedule you like. I have mine set to remind me at 9 a.m. that I have however many open to-dos. Monthly sales goal. I always set that just for giggles. Thanking your customer order. You can select what you want it to be. Checking on their order, sending birthday wishes. The more information you get from them in the beginning, like their birthday, the more opportunities you have to reach out and contact them, and to get to know them, and to have them think of you. So that is just building that relationship. So it feels invasive at times to ask for all that data, like, their birthday, but it doesn't hurt to have it, and you can even joke with them, like, if I had your birthday, I could reach out to your husband and remind him to get you the gift that's on your wish list. That's not hard, right? And then how many number of prompts, everything's in there that you can customize, which makes it really, really nice. Okay. Next one is Storefront. And I know Lisa's going to jump in here because she knows some more information about that than I do. But you have two options, the shop IG or the links. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what, on the left side of the screen, this is what my shop IG looks like. Obviously, that is a warmer that you can't see in this picture, but it's an old warmer. But then the other option oh, that shop IG is links. And when they click that, it's going to take them right to that part of your website. Go ahead, Lise.
If I can pull mine up, also if you want me to share for a quick second, because I can show the collections link. Hold on. Okay. All right, so mine pulls up to my to-do list automatically, but if we go to account and storefront,
Okay, go ahead.
what, sorry?
No, go ahead. You're good.
So this is what my storefront looks like. You can view it. And I have mine set up with my Instagram. So there's my shop IG and it pulls up Instagram posts. And if they come and they click on this, you can connect products to your Instagram posts. And when somebody clicks on it and to view it, you can see right here, they could shop 6 car bars. This is really great for the incentive, by the way. 6 car bars, 3 car bars. I put the Johnny Appleseed, which is the one that I was putting in my car that day. Right here, I've got all of the hand creams linked. So that's a really great way. Like I said, if you connect your own social media, Robin was saying, here's all the links. They can go here. There's Scentsy Club, Scentsy Clearance, my business page, my Pinterest, my Instagram. And then over here in collections, you can actually create like product collections and recommend them to people. So like I have my top 3 fragrance flowers, and if they click on this, it shows them the 3 scents that I like the most, and then they can click on it and they can order it. So the storefront can be really helpful because when I open my Instagram, when I'm in my Instagram, if I go to my bio, my Amy link, if you see right here in my bio, my Amy link is my actual shopping link. So when you click on that, it actually brings up my storefront, and anybody looking at my Instagram can immediately shop all of the pictures that they were just looking at. They can look at my collections, like my fake plant mom warmer bundle, little garden warmer, whatever you want to create. I just started playing around with these, but it's really, really helpful. A good way to like show people what you're using and things like that. So that's the storefront aspect of it. Obviously not necessary, but a really great tool that Amy gives us.
Okay. Oops. There we go. Come on. There we go. Okay. Collections, she just talked about that. All right, message templates. So message templates are amazing because you can customize what you're saying to people without having to customize each message to each person. So what do I mean by that? You have 2 options: the follow-up for previous and current customers and teammates, but also the cold templates for when you're initiating contact with them rather than them responding to something that they've done, like a sale. So on your message templates, you can go in here and thank a customer for an order, reach out to them, follow up on a sample. So for example, I know that I sent 75 samples out, 75 catalogs, right? So I went ahead and went in and changed my template to reflect that. And I knew what I sent them. So I said, hey, did you get the catalog that I sent? Have you had a chance to check out the scented stickers? Because I knew I sent that. I also had a party going on at that time, an online one that I was doing. So I put that in the message. I have an online event starting Wednesday to showcase a few of the warmers and the scents. Would you like to be added? Okay. I had 17 people asked to be added to my party because I put that in there, and they all said, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Now, did all 17 buy? No, but it was a higher percentage than if I wouldn't have asked them. you know, you need to send them messages that have an action item. Would you like to be added? Is there something that I can get you? Something that requires them to respond rather than just checking in to see how things are going. That doesn't require anything from them. So you want the yes or no kind of questions. Okay. So this was really helpful to me. I got a lot of good response from that. And then the other option for you is the cold template. So in that one, you can create a wish list for someone. I have someone I'm doing a bridal shower for. She's created a wish list. I am sharing her wish list with everyone on her list and reaching out to all of them and sharing the wish list so that they can purchase from that. Makes it nice. Message contact from the profile. So that is mainly you just, hey, I think that you'll probably love this Mickey Mouse warmer. You know, you're reaching out cold to them and just promoting a product, not necessarily one that they've shown interest in, but something you think that they might like. If you go down to product link via Facebook, on that one, you are sharing a product link with them. And then it's one of those things where they're saying, if you have more questions or want more suggestions, let me know. That's more where they have reached out, inquired on something, and you're sending them the link, taking them right to that product. So they make it very easy for us to do. And then refer to Amy. When you refer people to Amy, like for example, if Melissa referred me to Amy and I was new and she got a couple other people, for every few people that she gets referred in, she gets a free month of her service. So that's the way we build the Amy community as well. But the nice thing about this, you guys, is you can customize this too. You can insert tags and products and pictures and all kinds of stuff. And then on the order invoice, you can send someone an invoice, say, if they set you a shopping list, hey, I want that, you can send them this invoice template and say, hey, this is the link to all the items that you suggested, that you said you wanted to purchase. And here's a way to directly pay me. Because you can have it set up so they can pay you directly through your Amy as well. Lisa, something else?
No, I was just answering some more questions in the chat. Cami asked a question earlier about entering samples in, and I wasn't sure of the answer. Okay. She asked if, and this is something that we talked about when we first joined up with Amy, people were asking this question. She wanted to know if we have to input samples individually, or is there a way to create a template and select multiple recipients?
I have not found a way to do that. And believe me, I've tried.
Yeah, I've done them all individually myself too. And I know that this was a question that people had. This was a want that people had for Amy. And also like people who do a lot of events to be able to input multiple orders as well. So it's definitely something that we'll probably have to look into a little bit more, Cami, but for right now, I think that the individual.
Yep. Because it records it, it records it by customer, not by product.
Correct. I mean, I think you could still you could utilize copy and paste in as much as possible, like have like what it is, like open up a new sample and then be able to copy and paste the answer in there, but there's no template. I think there's only templates for messaging, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry I took so much time. Does anyone have any more questions?
There are questions that weren't Amy related, but a lot of people have been answering them in chat. And then we just have some interest in people getting some more training on connecting Instagram and Storefront, which I said I would be happy to go into another time, more in depth for whoever's interested.
Okay. Melissa, I'm done.
Thank you so much, you guys. That was awesome. And I know just by seeing the chat, and Lisa, thank you very much for fielding those questions in the chat. Robin, thank you for putting that together and you guys for collaborating. Based on the chat though, there was, like Lisa said, some other questions. There's definitely some more learning points. There's definitely more training. Although, you know, like Lisa did say in the beginning, Amy has great training videos out there on all of these topics. And the nice part is you can learn at your leisure. You can go back and pause it or stop and do your, right along with the video, you can do your Amy.
Their
And
YouTube-
so, go ahead, Robin.
YouTube channel. They have a YouTube channel.
They have a YouTube channel. And so this is kind of just giving you the overview, but it is a very robust app. The fact that it ties into our workstation is amazing. And tonight, like I said, an overview to kind of, you know, get your feet wet, but there is amazing resources to learn more. Okay, we have a few more minutes. We want to talk about some of the old school systems that those of you that don't use Amy probably have used once or twice before. The good old paper and pencil method. I used to have, I don't anymore because I use Amy, but I used to have a recipe box that I used with note cards, with index cards, and I would put my customers' favorite scents. I would put my customers' information, and you could move the cards based on when it's time to follow up. You could move them through the recipe box. Honestly, I did that in the beginning of my business because I didn't have, and this is just me being frank, I didn't have near as many customers. So for me, it was very easy to just make index cards every time I made a sale, make index cards based on what my customers liked. And it was very easy for me to move them and follow up with them based on having their information on those index cards. Thank goodness for Amy, because now I think that my recipe box would be enormous. And but there's ways that you can employ smaller scale paper and pencil systems for following up. It doesn't matter what you do to follow up, so long as you follow up. And I know that you've heard this before, or if some of you are new, maybe you're hearing about following up and the importance of it for the first time, maybe the second time. But I am telling you, like I said at the very beginning of the call, following up is what can generate your business just by you reaching out. If you're a spreadsheet girl, because we don't have any guys on, if you're a spreadsheet gal, then maybe putting a spreadsheet together based on when you sell, what you sell, who you sell to, their address, their preferences, their email addresses. I mean, spreadsheets are extremely helpful because you have an infinite amount of information that you can input. So you can create a tracking system based on highlighting cells, based on when you're following up. But if spreadsheets are your thing, that is a great place to track your following up. Lead slips. Cassie, you had said that. You had given lead slips as an idea. Did you want to talk to that for just 30 seconds?
Sure. I don't have one upstairs with me, but on the lead slip, there's different boxes that they can check, like what they're interested in. So then again, and it's like the kind of how they were saying with getting the information in Amy and typing it in. Well, if you don't have Amy, at least that's the old school way of pen and paper, they have as much information as you can get from them, then you can know in turn, then decide how soon you want to make your follow-up, progress, give it a few days, check in with them, give it, maybe a couple weeks later, kind of figure out what your system is of how often you want to follow up with that person and what they're interested in, like hosting, buying, joining, that type of thing on there.
Thank you very much. And the lead slips don't have to be used just at events. That could be something that you fill out if you weren't using the Amy event form or the Amy customer contact form. Having those slips and using those is just a very easy way to collect information, whether it's on the phone, via text, or in person. Those are a really, really handy tool as well, especially if you're just starting out. Something that I want to show you that I had put together a couple of years ago for a training that I did for Scentsy at convention. My topic was follow-up, and hold on a sec. Now all of my people's addresses are going to be on YouTube. Okay, so this is a follow-up calendar. Okay. And this is how to use this calendar. So when a customer makes a purchase from you, flip your calendar 3 months ahead. Okay. Look for the month and year listed to verify that you're on the correct month. Make a note of who or what was purchased on the month's corresponding day. So let's just say that you, and you could do this many different ways, and I might even be confusing you by just diving right into this, but let's just go to it. So basically, February is the current month. November 2000, this one's from 2015, but November the prior would have been when they ordered, and you've transferred them forward 3 months on the calendar. Now, this might be a little bit more confusing than actually just taking a blank calendar and writing on the day that somebody purchases from you, their name, their phone number, so that you can text them or call them, or if it's email is the preference, then put their name and their email address and what they ordered, and put that on whatever day it is. And then you have this working calendar that whatever system you decide, whatever follow-up frequency you decide, whether it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, you have the ability to flip back 3 months or 3 days or 3 weeks or whatever, flip back and see who it is that you need to be following up. For me, that is one of the best one-stop shops, is having a blank calendar that you track your sales on. And it is very, very easy to take with you on the go and have it all in one place. To the extent that you provide yourself with information, everybody's a little bit different. But the bottom line is having a system. It doesn't matter what it is, but having a system. Okay. There was also an idea thrown out that your order history could be used. If you're placing orders for people or they're placing orders on your website, you have your order history to refer back to for following up. Now, for me, the only thing about using only the order history is for a follow-up is I don't have a way to highlight or make notes on my screen of my order history saying that I followed up with that person. I still, in order to use my order history, would need some other form of tracking to write how I contacted them, when I contacted them, if I got a hold of them, what we talked about. But at least your order history is a good springboard. If you don't have a system in place, you haven't started anything yet. But remember, the information for following up is only as good as the information that you put in your workstation. So if you enter in everybody's orders under your own name, you have nobody to follow up with from your workstation except for yourself.
Unless
Okay.
you use Amy.
Yeah, unless you use Amy. So thank you so much, you guys, for popping in, for training with us tonight. This will be posted and we appreciate you. Oh, we have to do a drawing. Oh my gosh, we have to do a drawing. Rand is not here. And you know what? I did not write down. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a picture of everybody that's on. Hold on. I'm going to take a picture of everybody that's on. Tomorrow, I love you, Robin. Tomorrow, when I post the recording, I will also announce the 2 people that won tonight's drawing for showing up to Zoom. So I'll post the recording. I'll repost the 2 winners. And Christina McGregor and Rachel Connor, you were the winners last week. I know, Christina, you have not received yours yet, but I just wanted you to know that it's coming. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. Look for the page tomorrow to see who wins. I appreciate you. Have a great evening.
Good
Bye,
night.
guys.
Bye.